Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Half a Nice Day podcast with your host, Janine.
And Joshua. We'll do the happy news of the week first of all. So this is the happy news of the week.
Bling! I see how you twitched there earlier.
Okay, so Janine always brings up like real stories that happened or recent events that are touching, heartwarming, which makes one feel good. Mm-hmm. So I want to bring something which is unconventional in a way.
Speak to your mic.
This is something unconventional in a way, and these are actually the benefits of having a tattoo.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Which is very unique because some of these things which I just read, I didn't know at all.
Okay.
And I know people usually associate tattoos with like, oh, this guy is a murderer, or this guy is unemployed, or he's like a what's that word I'm looking for? Like a barista somewhere, but
no, but or an ex-con, he just got out of jail.
yeah, or he just like murdered his family or something like that.
Because that's the history of tattoos, right?
Is it?
It's to mark.
No, the history of tattoos is for sailors, so they know who's...
No, I think even before that, no? Because tattoos were usually done in prisons.
No, but tattoos go all the way back to biblical times, remember, in the Old Testament. But that time is like... I think it was like for tribes and stuff, like...
Yeah,
warriors
true.
and
I
all.
mean, if we're going to go back,
Yeah.
tribes. But then a couple of generations ago, the connotation is when you have tattoos, you're a bad person because usually ex-cons would get tattooed in the prison.
Yeah, like even growing up, whenever I saw someone with a tattoo, I'm like, is this guy in a motorcycle gang? I don't know.
They look scary,
but now,
right?
every time I see a guy with a tattoo, I just give him that nod, like, you and me, brother. Or you and
Hats
me,
off
sister.
to you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are me and I am you. So the first one is, it's actually quite a long article, but I'll try to cut it down a little bit. But the first one is actually, it helps improve the immune system. Did you know that?
No.
Did you know, guys, that getting tattoos improves the immune system?
Who said
Apparently,
so?
when someone undergoes a tattooing process, their immune system faces some improvement. The reason for that is when outside material, tattoo ink, enters the human being's body, the immune system attacks the ink. This may also cause a little swelling in some people on the spot of a tattoo. So, like, people who have multiple tattoos, the immune system would go through this practice numerous times, hence improving further every time, which is really cool. Because like the body is not used to this kind of sensation or this kind of
No, foreign.
thing coming in, foreign
foreign-
substance coming in, yeah. It also reduces the cortisol levels in the body.
Okay.
Because cortisol, as everyone knows, is a stress hormone, and it results in increased stress levels. So when a person goes through the tattooing process, it reduces cortisol levels.
Okay.
The next one is multiple tattoos help me, which is a weightlifter and bodybuilders.
How
And
come?
Janine, maybe. So, good question, Janine Khoury. I'm glad you asked.
My name's not Janine Khoury.
Khoury.
Yeah.
As tattoos result in reducing cortisol, it enhances the body's ability to heal and repair itself faster. Sportsmen, especially weightlifters and bodybuilders, need their muscles to repair quicker and adequately before the next workout or training sessions. Having multiple tattoos reduces the cortisol from the body that enables it to heal quicker. This way, the body gets more used to reduced cortisol levels.
Okay.
Yeah. This one I'm still a little bit on the edge about, but apparently tattoos can get you hired.
Hired?
Yeah, yes, it's true. These are specific jobs for which an employee needs young, energetic, expressive, and edgy candidates. In some sectors, such as fashion industry, which I can definitely see, where employees with their relatable and relevant tattoos may enable themselves to represent the company more expressively.
Okay.
Another one is tattoos can improve vaccination methods. So apparently, it improves vaccination methods. Scientists are now experimenting with tattooing methods to use for vaccinations. According to them, when the scientists inserted the vaccine through a tattooing needle, the results were better as compared to the traditional vaccination methods.
Okay.
It also reduces the cost of vaccination that will bring a positive change in the medical and health industry.
I wonder if we can do the COVID.
COVID?
I don't know
Yung
what's wrong.
COVID
Yung
vaccine?
COVID vaccine ba yun? I don't know what's happening
Janine
to
woke up today and chose Philippines. And she was like,
I'm gonna represent our accent. Yung COVID vaccine, baka naman itinatu natin sa katawan natin, it's better. Like, if we tattoo it. I don't want to spread rumors, but I mean, that's what the article said. Like,
No, but this is all based on science, and obviously I wouldn't choose any article, guys. You know me, I like to proofread and fact check everything
what is
that
this
I do.
website?
It's Reddit. Okay, the last one, which I'm sure we both can attest to and confirm, is tattoos make people feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to read it because it's self-explanatory, but yeah. So that jumps into this episode, which we are gonna talk about. I almost hit my mouth on
What
this
is
mic.
happening?
Yeah, so tattoos, guys.
Let's go back to how did we get to talking about tattoos, because August 14th is,
International Tattoo Removal Day.
and a month before that is,
International Tattoo Day, and the logic is
because the only time frame that you can get your tattoo removed is a month and more after you get it tattooed.
yes.
And when I got my tattoo removed, I did have to wait 4 to 5 weeks to get it removed.
Yeah. So yeah, tattoos, dude.
Let's go through why I got my tattoos. I would say
Wait,
tattoos.
how many
'cause
tattoos
two.
do you have now?
Oh wow, I don't even know. Maybe 9, maybe more.
9?
9 more. I think 10, 11.
Yeah, Janine has a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
tattoos which is invisible to the naked eye because it's all covered under her,
Yeah.
in her, not private parts, but parts which she doesn't usually expose on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, the only ones that are exposed or people can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and then the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I have 11.
11, wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
This is the time where you ask me how many I have.
How many tattoos do
21.
I'm not yet
I have
done.
21 tattoos.
21.
And Janine has gifted me my 21st tattoo. so-
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my birthday, Janine booked a tattoo appointment for me, and I got a tattoo that is very near and dear to my heart on my shoulder. So literally, I'm wearing my heart on my shoulder. Is that the saying?
Your heart on your sleeve.
Sleeve.
Oh my gosh. Me too. I have my heart on my sleeve.
Oh yeah, literally, Janine
Yeah.
does. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a best friend tattoo Janine had, but I think she'll explain that.
It is.
Better.
It is. So this tattoo, the heart that you see here, my best friend Jan, who is currently in Ireland, before she left, we both had our tattoos done. So I have it on my right. She has it on her left.
In the video, it looks like a mole. It's so
On her
small.
left. So then when we hug each other, the hearts touch each other.
You know what was the craziest thing about that? My
What?
ex. I told you this, right?
She has a heart as well.
My ex, who's also half Filipino and half Lebanese,
Yeah.
had a heart tattoo on her shoulder. So when Janine said that her best friend has the other heart, I'm like,
Is your best friend half Filipino, half
so
Lebanese?
Janine's like, no. I'm like, thank
Why do you go for women who are half Filipino, half Lebanese with a heart tattoo? Come on.
I don't know. Once you've seen one, then I'm like, I should just explore this database.
This database of half and half. I hate you. How do your parents feel when you get... And when did you get your first tattoo, by the way?
My first tattoo was in 2015 or 2016.
Okay.
I'm very bad with dates.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Were you?
I don't know. I
now?
was in my 20s. But it was the first time I went to the Philippines after a long time. And I'll tell you the story. Like, I really wanted to get a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because that time I was really into, like, a good fashion sense. And so I was always on Pinterest, you know, like, just
So you're
trying to find-
not anymore?
I don't know. Now I'm back to, like, wearing comfortable clothing instead of, like, long sleeves. So I used to dress up. When I started work for, like, the first 2 or 3 years, I used to dress up in, like, a really fitted shirt, like a Zara shirt or like a Scotch and Soda, something, one of those expensive brands. I would wear a nice tie. I would put a tie clip and I would wear like a skinny tie. Then I would wear really nice fitting pants, like chinos, like which I bought from Zara. And I used to spend almost $1,000 every month just on clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I used to get my inspiration was on Pinterest, of course. And I
Right.
noticed one thing that everyone had in common, all these really dapper dudes, was that the fact that they had a beard and the fact that they all had tattoos. So I realized maybe if I put these two together, I would look really, you know, sexy. And that was the time when I had my biggest weight loss ever. So I was really looking lean. I was looking really like slim and proper and all that kind of stuff. So I'm
You're
like,
so proper.
Now I'm just like a skater boy. I'm back to that phase. Like I'm reliving my past, like my high school days.
Right.
Yeah. But then, yeah, so I'm like decided, like, okay, I'm gonna get a tattoo. I'm gonna get a tattoo. And I'm coming, mom, dad, I'm getting a tattoo. Mom, dad, I'm getting a tattoo. And then then we were about to fly to Philippines, and I asked my dad, can you help me write the word Maria in Hindi? Because I'm gonna get it tattooed on me. And my dad was chill about it. He didn't make such a big deal. Like he was like, okay. Then he wrote it out in Hindi. And
Wait, we need to explain why Maria. Maria's your your wife.
yeah, so that was a running joke I had with Janine. Like, I have the name Maria tattooed on my chest in Hindi. And she's like, oh, who's Maria? Then I told her it was my wife. And it was a running gag which Janine and I had
When we first
when
met.
we first started dating,
Yeah.
you know, so when we met. But Maria actually is my parents' names combined. Yeah, because my dad's name is Malcolm.
In the
Actually,
middle.
Malcolm's such a Scottish name. You know, hello, governor, myself, Malcolm. I'm here to conquer your land, out.
Oh my gosh.
And then my mom's name is Gloria.
Yeah.
So I put M-A together with the Ria and then became Maria. And that's how I got it tattooed on my chest. And I don't want to turn on a lot of women on this podcast, so I'm going to not show that right now. But
no, we don't want to see
No,
it. Don't flash us.
I
We're
should.
okay. We're okay. Yeah.
so I got that tattooed in Philippines. And my first tattoo was actually this black one over here. It was empty in the middle.
Wait, Maria isn't the first then.
No, so it's a really funny story. So I'll tell you, like, I was just telling my mom and dad I'm going to get tattooed. My dad was okay about it because everyone in his side of the family, all my cousins, all have tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like, whatever. My grandma likes tattoos, so she was like cool about it.
Grandma's super cool.
And then when I told my mom, she's like, no. But I used to tell my mom every day. So part of it, like, I planted a seed in her mind. And it was
Right.
growing every day. I was just watering a little bit, you know, like... So the fact when I actually get a tattoo, she'll be okay.
It's well planted. The roots have grown.
Everything.
It's
getting
a
ample
strong-
sunlight. Yes.
It's a strong plant.
It's spreading out into her mind, so it's literally now covered. Because I used to inform her every day. And one fine day, I haven't decided my tattoo, and my cousin was dropping me to the tattoo parlor in Pinas. And I'm like, what tattoo am I gonna get? And I still haven't decided, but then I was inspired by arrows because it's such a stupid reason though. But Liam Payne, One Direction, he has a
Right.
tattoo of arrows coming out of his forearm as well. I thought it was really dope when I first saw it, and I'm like, that'll look cool. You know, if I wear a long sleeve, just fold it twice so it's still here, like a 3/4
Because
coming.
you're going for that look.
Exactly.
The dapper look.
Dapper, you know, and I'm gonna post. I'll give you all the pictures which you should put in the editing, because I want to show you what I imagined, what I really
I think we all imagine that look.
envisioned.
The guy with a beard, with a ripped body, wearing formal clothes, fitted shirt, and he rolls up his sleeves into 2 rolls, and then the tattoos are peeking through his shirt.
Exactly. So it's like a little bit of mystery, but at the same time, this guy.
Okay.
So I got my tattoo done in Pinas.
Is this how you lured all of your what is it called? Cabin crew women? With your dapper look and your peeking tattoos?
Maybe. A gentleman never reveals his secrets.
Okay, fine.
But maybe that would have been a reason why. Plus, ladies love tattoos in general now. It's like a very common thing. Like, if you go on Tinder, you'll see 2 things that women want. I want one guy who can make me laugh, and I want someone who's tatted up.
Hey, are you making fun of me? Because that's some of my requirements.
Exhibit A. And then these girls who said they love tattoos have one small heart tattoo on their shoulder. I'm just like, oh, so good.
And your point is?
Get a real tattoo.
I do have a real tattoo. I think my tattoos, the biggest tattoo that I have is bigger than yours, by the way.
And it's in the most painful area of the body.
I'm just saying.
So, and you got it at 18,
19.
19.
Okay, let's talk about mine later. Let's go.
Okay.
Go through yours.
So back to me. So I'm on my way to the tattoo parlor. Then I tell my best friend Gio. Gio's in every story. Gio, and he's like, okay, let's see if he's actually getting it in. And I start my tattoo session. It doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would, so I was just chill. But it was 4 hours for this whole thing. And the guy was like, are you sure you want this? I'm like, yeah. It's like, is this your first tattoo? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's really big. I'm like, yeah, so like this is what I want. And he's like, okay. Then he made me sign a form saying we will not be responsible, all these
NDA.
things. Yeah, an NDA. And then he's like, "Did you drink alcohol?" I'm like, "No." He's like,
Where'd
"Are
you find this
high?"
dude?
So it's this tattoo parlor is called PNP.
Oh,
It's
okay.
pretty famous.
Yeah,
Lovey
yeah.
Poe's brother owns the whole chain.
Yeah.
So I went to the branch in Eastwood. He charged me around 8,000 pesos, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, 8,000. And yes, then after that he tells me like, okay, it's got done, and then Gia walks by midway and he's like, oh crap, you're actually getting it. I'm like, yes. And then he did the whole aftercare, put the cling film around it, and he tells me, okay, so these are the things you cannot do. You cannot expose it to the sun. You cannot soak yourself in water. I'm like, is that right? Because I'm going to Cebu tomorrow with the whole family. Like, this is the first time, like, our all family, like, my cousins, my titas, my mom, my siblings are all going to Cebu. They all planned island hopping. They planned shark diving, all those things. And I'm just like,
Wrong move.
literally the day before.
Wrong
So I'm like,
move.
okay.
You've never thought of that.
I didn't think of that at all. It never crossed my mind.
It never crossed your mind.
Yeah, never. I was gonna say never.
Crossed.
Yeah.
And
Then the A came out, and I'm just like, are you sure? Like, what happens? Like, no, if it happens, it can get infected.
yeah.
Or the healing process can get prolonged, or it could.
I
not
can't
heal
imagine
as
you
well.
swimming with newly tattooed skin and all of these like planktons from the sea get into your skin and the bacteria.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It happened to me actually, but I'll save that story for another time unless we have time to speak about it. But then, so after that, I meet my mom in SM, and I'm like, "Hey, mom," and it's like it's this cling film and the blood
Of course.
and the black
Yeah.
from the ink, and my
Because
mom
it's
looks at me.
quite a solid tattoo.
Yeah, it was quite big. It's the whole this whole part.
Yeah.
My mom looks at me, and she can't do anything because her whole family is there. My mom's sister, little cousin, and my mom was like, "Oh, you got a tattoo!" But in my mind, I'm like, she's murdering me in her mind, and
Yeah.
I will face the consequences when I'm one-on-one with her.
Right.
And but she was
She was showing you that look. Like, I'm smiling now, but this is a fake smile. Get ready because when it's just you and me, you're going to get it. I've seen that look.
every Filipino kid knows this look.
Yes.
Because parents hate making a scene in public.
Yes. Every
Filipino
Asian
parents-
kid.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
Asian kid.
Yeah,
They know this.
yeah.
That look where their eyes are glaring at your soul, but they're smiling because there are people around and they're acting as if everything is fine and dandy, but it's not.
Exactly, 'cause
It's
they don't
not.
want
They're
the-
fuming on the inside. They're fuming.
If they had if there was no one around, and if they had a knife, they would throw it at you.
Yes, you're dead.
Exactly.
Just be thankful that there were people around you because those are potential witnesses, and she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to crack in front of everyone.
potential witnesses.
Yes, to a murder scene.
And I was in a public area. I was in I think SM Mega Mall or something. So it had
Way to
been
go. That's a good.
so it's like yeah,
That's a good
the perfect
time.
place,
Yes.
perfect time. Break the ice to them, and then. So my mom was okay at that point, and then so I was like, okay, crap, we're going next day to Cebu. So what happens
Just
is
explain to everyone where Cebu is. For
so
those who
Cebu
don't know.
is a different island, but it's also one of the most populated islands in the Philippines.
It's in
it
the
has
southern part.
It has the southern part. It has the highest number of English speakers as well in the Philippines.
It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful, and that's where you can see whale sharks. That's where they have amazing nature and waterfalls, because that's where I also went last time. Not the first time I went, but the last time I went. So what happens is we all landed in Cebu. We got a resort next to the beach. We literally land and everyone puts their stuff away, starts packing and putting on their scuba gear.
Unpacking. Yeah.
Sorry. Unpacking, putting on their gear, their swimsuits and everything. I'm just like, have fun, guys.
That sucks.
And then I just sit in the hotel room, and I remember watching TV.
Also, can I say something? It's not like you're missing out that much because it's not like you're the biggest beach goer or swimmer.
No, I love beaches. I told you this. I love beaches, but I don't like Dubai beaches for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was really excited at the first, because they were going to go on jet skis. They were going to go on
Oh, the
those
banana
rafting
boat.
and everything. Yeah, the banana
Yeah.
boat, everything. And two of my friends also came up that day, like all family friends. So it was like literally my cousins, her daughters, and then my ninang, my mom, my brother and sister, and then these two other friends. So it was like a full trip, and I was so excited. But then unfortunately, I couldn't do anything, so I was stuck in the hotel room, and then I was staying there for like 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, I'm getting tired of this. Let me go out. So I go to the mall, that is somewhere near the resort, and I was at the Starbucks, and I was ordering, and the barista, he's like, "Hey, is that a new tattoo?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. How did you know?" And then he showed me, like, he rolls up his sleeves, and it's like full of tattoos, and I'm like, "Very cool, man." And he's like, "Do you know?" I forgot the tattoo artist name, and he's like, "Do you know Mr. Tattoo?" Let's say. I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh, he's the most famous tattoo artist in Cebu." I'm like, "Oh wow." He's like, and his studio is in the mall.
Okay.
I'm like,
The same mall you were
same
in.
mall I was in.
What are the odds?
I'm like, since I can't go to the beach and stuff, and I'm basically paralyzed on the land, like I'm stuck here. Let me get another tattoo.
Joshua logic.
That's when I got the Maria tattoo. So I got the Maria tattoo, and then my whole family met us in the mall, and I showed it again to my mom, but she couldn't do anything. And I saw it look again.
You saw the same look in her eyes, and she's like, "Josh, we haven't even gone through the first one, and you're showing me a second. You are double dead to me."
Day 2, Josh, I leave you out of my sights. I go island hopping.
Your mom must have been fuming.
She was fuming, but then my dad was really impressed when I came back to Dubai. He's like, "Oh, it's really done well. It spells it out correctly."
Your dad is super cool,
Yeah,
man.
so he was cool about it. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, I want Janine to speak now because I want to hear her side of her first tattoo experience. Yeah.
That's funny. I can't get over it, but you also have to say this one. This is very important. You have to say it.
Okay, so basically I designed my tattoos where my whole left side is in black, as you can see.
Or for those who are listening through the podcast, his left arm is covered with just black
traditional tattoos, and my right is color traditional. So it has the elbow all the way to the tricep, but some parts are still missing. I'm gonna get it completed. So I decided, like, I wanted to get color tattoos, and I'm like, I saw this one really cool half sleeve, and I'm like, I need to get this. Then I found my favorite tattoo parlor now in the whole of Pinas, Good Hand Tattoo. Shout out to you guys. And I went there, and Kuya Ryan is his name, and
Right.
he was born and raised in US, if I remember correctly. Then he just moved to Pinas to start his own tattoo business. And so what happened is, I go to him and I tell him, "Kuya, I'm flying back to Dubai tomorrow, and I want a half sleeve." He's like, "It's possible. It's going to take more than like 10 hours. We're going to use like around 13 or 14 different colors, but you have to get it done now in one go, otherwise it'll look incomplete."
Right.
So I'm like, "Yeah, I have all the time in the world today, so let's get it done." And so it started, and it eventually became 13 hours. I was completely dead after the whole thing. 13 hours straight, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes in between for like a quick break, or when I had to drink water, or when I needed like to eat something. So yeah, it was done. I was super impressed. When I started, it was all the way till here. It was a full wraparound. And then I fly to Dubai the next day, and my parents picked me up from the airport. And I was like, "Josh, how are you?" I'm like, "How was your trip?" And I'm like, "It was very good, Mom. It was really nice." And then she's like, "What's my pasalubong?" And then I'm like, I pull out my arm like this. And I'm like, "I got you flowers, Mom." She's like, "Oh, wow. Ang bait yung anak ko." And then I pull out my hand, and because it's all flowers. And she's like, that look came again.
She's like, "Every time you do this to me, we're in a public place, so I can't murder you."
And then she actually like broke down in the airport. She started crying, and she was really upset. And then in the whole car ride home from the airport was super, super awkward. Like, she would be so upset, and then she's like, "Josh, who are you? Why are you doing this to your body? Your body's looking ugly." This is not supposed to be.
Your dad was there as well.
And I was just like,
Your dad was like, "This is my
need
son."
help with the bags? He's a very chill guy.
Yeah.
But my mom was super upset. Like you could see she was tearing up. She was literally crying on the car. And then so I got home, I ate, and then I showered, and I'm in bed, and my mom comes to the room, and she's like, "Josh, why are you doing this? I hope you don't change your character. I hope you don't become bad, and I hope you don't become evil."
Your
And
mom
all
is the
these things.
sweetest.
And she's like, "I understand," and everything. And then she was okay, and then I made her laugh because that's what I do when I always diffuse bad or tension like that
Yeah.
with a joke. And then she started laughing and stuff. And then she was okay with it. She's really cool about it. But that moment, I remember, for me, it was so funny. I'm like, I can't wait to do that pasalubong bit in front of my mom. She's gonna laugh.
Were you thinking about that the whole flight?
Yeah.
Like, if she asks you what is your pasalubong?
Because she always asks me what my pasalubong is whenever I travel.
For those who are not
yeah,
Tagalog
sorry.
speakers, pasalubong is a gift that you bring,
Like a souvenir.
but usually it's like food, magnets, whatever that you
Yeah,
can
like
bring from wherever.
Local cuisine stuff, like a local biscuit or local
Every time you
chips or
travel,
something,
when
yeah.
you bring something for your friends and family, that's called pasalubong.
Yeah.
So when someone travels, you say bon voyage. Don't forget my pasalubong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's whole Cebu Pacific flight coming back. I was just like, oh, this is gonna be so funny. It's gonna like make my parents laugh. But it did backfire, but I managed to come out of it.
So this is the third one.
And-
So you had the arrows, then the Maria, and then this was the third.
So I don't know if you guys can see, but then this piece right here, the knight from the chess games, if you will, I actually got that in Amsterdam by the same artist who does Adam Levine's tattoos from the Maroon 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. Most expensive tattoo I ever paid for, but no, it wasn't worth it, I think. But yeah, it's cool story to tell people like, oh, Adam Levine's tattoo artist.
I guess that will always come with
Yeah.
it, right? It will
Yeah.
come with a price tag.
And it was Europe, so it was like
Right. Yeah, it's always much more expensive in Europe. Yeah.
So I would say like this small piece, this horse, was the same price as this.
Mm-hmm.
No, even more. I would say, yeah. Then I got my tricep tattoo when I was in Bombay. I don't know if you can see, it's an anchor that says "Keep your ship together."
It's really cute.
Yeah.
I
Then
like that.
yeah. Then after that, straight after that, I got in my half sleeve. I'm gonna complete my sleeve now.
So I guess your mom didn't notice the little ones that were appearing on your left side because it was black.
Yeah. It was black and I started getting really small ones. So like there's a coffee cup here which says "Black like my soul." And then there's one which is one of my favorites, the meme. This is fine. This is fine dog burning. So yeah, these are like the small tattoos which my mom really never seen
Yeah.
as
and then
as it progressed. Yeah, as my arms progressed.
you brought back a big one and you brought back flowers for her, quote unquote flowers.
Yes, as her.
Which made her cry.
But she's right now. She's just like whatever. It's what's done is done.
And she never
change it.
noticed the new ones that came in. I remember one time we were all sitting and having, I don't know if it was lunch or dinner. And then she looks at you and she's like, "Joshua, your
Yes,
tattoos
sir.
you just have so many tattoos." And then you look at me and she's like, she never noticed.
She never noticed every time I got new tattoos. Like literally, I would come back, but now because it looks like I'm really covered in tattoos, so she's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. At this point, like you wouldn't really know if something is added because it seems like both of your arms
Yeah.
are covered in tattoos.
And whenever I used to go to Pinas, I used to get 3 at a time. So like these 3 at one time, then I got these 3 at the other time, and then these 3. This one I got in Nepal. My yes tattoo I got in Nepal. My light bulb I got in Nepal. So yeah.
It's a lot, dude.
It's a lot, and there's still more coming, guys, and you're gonna be seeing a lot more on me. I told Janine all the way till my neck.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
That's the final. No, my final will be on my... What is this? My backhand.
The back of your hand.
Yeah. And
The
then
back
maybe
of
my
your
knuckles,
palm.
it'll be like good luck or something on that.
Okay.
Then I'll start getting piercings. Then, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Punk rock life, guys. You only live once.
Good luck with my dad.
He'll see my heart.
Okay, fine.
He'll see my heart.
Speaking of my dad, he wasn't too happy with my tattoos as well. But
You know
it's
why? Because you hid it for like forever.
I hid it for so long. So my first tattoo, I got it when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Such a rebel. So when I was in college, I have a tattoo artist friend. His name is Joms. Shout out to Ate Joms. I call him Te.
No, but this story actually is such a unique story. When Janine first told me this, I was like, at 18, you were doing all these things? Like, for me, at 18, I was maybe, like, still learning how to, I don't know, walk or still playing Pokemon or something. And Janine's, like, 18 was completely different from mine.
I don't know, because I was in the Philippines when I was 16. 16, yeah. No, even more. I graduated 19. So I was there from 15 onwards. 15, 16. 17,
Okay.
18. Yeah, 15 onwards, 16. So I was in college, and next to my college campus was a lot of different stores and shops, and one of those was a tattoo parlor. I eventually became friends with this tattoo artist, and every time I would have a break in between my classes, because my classes were split up, so the later years, the more that I progressed through my college years, the more split up my courses were,
Like the gaps
between one
classes,
another. Yeah, like for example, I would have one from 11 to or 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then my next class would be 4 p.m. onwards. And because my house was far away from my college campus, it would take me about probably 20 or 30 minutes to get back to my house with the jeepney and tricycle and all that, because I have to ride more than 2 jeepney rides. I just opted to stay around, either to review whatever I have or get ready for the next few classes, and then just have lunch anywhere. And eventually I became really good friends with this tattoo artist. And every time I would have breaks in between, I would just hang out by his shop. And I would literally see him tattooing a lot of people. And ever since I was young, I was very into tattoos. The first time or the first show that got me hooked into tattoos was Miami Ink.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the first, what is it called? Reality TV shows.
Focused on...
Was it MTV?
tattoos.
It was MTV, right? I can't remember.
No. It was something else, but like, I think E.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't
I think
remember.
the same network is like Keeping Up with the
But
Kardashians. and
that
all
was
stuff.
when Kat Von D was an intern at this tattoo parlor.
She was my first like
Crush.
fully tatted crush.
Yeah, of course.
Because I first liked really innocent girls, like Taylor Swift and all these people. And then I started getting into that side where like, no, I want
Hardcore
these
girls.
goth girls
Yeah.
who like
She's
like
beautiful.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Hayley
So
Williams. Like that, yeah.
exactly. So I was so into, I was so into like the rock scene when I was young. Emo, Paramore, Panic at the Disco, all of that. Fall Out Boy. And then I saw this show. I think it was TLC.
No, I don't think it was a TLC show.
No? I don't know. Whatever. It was a reality TV show. And I remember reading my diary from back in those days, and I actually wrote down
You're
an
right,
entry.
It's TLC.
See?
Okay, sorry. Onward.
I wrote down an entry on my diary saying, when I grow up, I want to be like Kat Von D. I want to be covered in tattoos.
You wanted to be a suicide girl.
I wanted to be a suicide girl. Oh my gosh. Shame on me. To those who know what suicide girls are, let's not talk about it. But they're all covered in tattoos. Very,
I would
very
have
hot
loved
women.
for you to be a suicide girl.
Thank you.
You would fulfill all my fantasies and all my dreams. You have no idea.
That was my face when I was young. But anyway, I was so into it, and I thought it was a phase. And I kept on telling my mom, when I grow up, I want to have tattoos. I want to have colored hair. I want to be this cool chick. And my mom was like, you? Like, you're so quiet. You're such a, I'm the A student who would like really really work hard on getting good grades. I'm the yes daughter.
Yeah.
I was the middle child, so
The goody two-shoes.
exactly. So my mom was like, I don't think so.
Okay,
like,
Jenny.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Study for your exams now.
Exactly. And then I grew up, went to college, and then became really good friends with this tattoo artist. And then I got my first tattoo for my 18th. I can't remember now if it was my 18th or 19th birthday. It was my 19th.
Which was your first tattoo again?
My first tattoo is a bird. It's a swallow.
Yeah.
Swallow symbolizes a lot of things, but one of them is freedom, and one of them is a sign of that home is close, because the sailors would know that land is close by when swallows would visit the ship, because then that means that they're closer to land or shore, because birds wouldn't just fly randomly in the middle of the sea.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. I just got mine because I just wanted traditional, what is it called? Traditional tattoos, or the Sailor Jerry style.
Yes,
or
and
flash ink, yeah.
yes,
flash ink.
and swallows are one
Yeah,
of
so
the
my swallow.
traditional tattoos. So yeah, it meant both things, because freedom, because, I was in the Philippines on my own, well, with my grandparents, but I felt my first sense of real freedom from my parents, moving out of high school, going into college, and then also the sense of being away from home, because I was in the Philippines and I missed my family. Anyway, I think it represented, my first tattoo very, very well. And all of my tattoos mean something, or I try hard to put a meaning behind them. I don't know why.
Very few of my tattoos have meaning. Very few of my tattoos actually have meaning, but when it has meaning, it's like really deep stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you have that. But it doesn't.
That was my first. So I decided on my first tattoo because we were in this tattoo festival in the Philippines called Dut-Dutan. So it's a really huge tattoo festival once a year. It usually happens around September. And it happened to be my birthday. So we were there on 3 days. So it was 25th or 24th, 25th, and 26th. My very first Dut-Dutan. I still have that shirt from like years back. 10 years back almost.
Years ago.
10 years. And I remember we were in the booth of my friend, because he has his own booth along with his tattoo partners. And he's like, so what? Do you want to get tattooed? And I was so inspired by everyone getting tattooed, because people get tattooed live in Dut-Dutan.
Yeah, it's a convention. And at the end of the day, they will have competitions like who has the best back piece, who has the best calf tattoo, who has the best chest piece.
Exactly. So
so people do it then and there.
Yes.
And I think it's not as expensive, or is it more expensive?
It depends, because sometimes people come in as models and then they come in for free because the artists need canvas. So the artist would just, give it for free instead of charging them for the tattoo.
And it's usually at least 90% of the artists in the Philippines come to this. So like you have people from different provinces, different areas of the Philippines, and like let's say you want to get tattooed by a guy who's in Mindanao and you're all the way in Manila instead of traveling. So people will wait for this convention because everyone literally comes together.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, it's somewhere in Manila, one convention hall, right?
It's in the convention center.
Yeah.
In Manila.
I've
so
always
the
wanted to
biggest
go.
convention center. Rock stars are there, band people, everyone. So everyone who's into the rock scene, you'll see everyone covered in tattoos from their faces. And I was so in awe of everything. I'm like, wow, this is super cool. I've always envisioned myself in this community, in this crowd. I was like, yeah, I'm such a cool teenager. Look at me go. I wasn't.
I would have loved to be in your shoes then. I would have loved to.
I wasn't. But I was able to get like photography passes so I could like go around, go backstage, take photos, Anyway, so I went there with my friends and my tattoo artist friend. And he's like, as soon as we get back to our city, I'll get you tattooed. Your first tattoo is on me. And I'm like, no way. So yeah, he gave it to me for free. And my 3 tattoos after that were still from him. Even my unicorn.
And you had to pay for all of them or no?
The next few ones, yes, of course. I had to.
Okay.
Of course. The unicorn one was the last one that I got from him, and then the rest were by random tattoo artists. Like one I had from Bangkok, 3 from here, another one in the Philippines, which was the biggest one, and then another one again here, and then retouched in the Philippines. So yeah, a lot of tattoos, but I hid that from my parents for such a long time because it's here right on my hip. So, it's covered. I don't usually wear pants that would go all the way down.
Underwear.
And I don't really wear swimsuits that are bikinis when I'm with my parents. So I usually wear one suit or a bathing suit. So I was able to hide it for such a long time. A year after that, actually just a couple of months after that, I got my second tattoo. It's a cursive font that says believe right on the top side of my rib. I was also able to hide that because it goes under my bra. So I was like, I strategically placed my tattoos so that even if I'm wearing underwear, my mom wouldn't see it. So I hid it from her and my dad for 3 years, I think. 3 years, even more. And by that time, I had 4 tattoos. So one was my biggest one, which is on the side of my rib. So it's a cross with 6 flowers, 6 different species of flowers underneath, which represent each member of my family, from my brother, sister, mom, dad, my grandfather, and my grandmother. So anyway, it's my biggest piece of tattoo, and it's very colorful. So it's
Yeah,
a
it's the watercolor style
Yes.
tattoo, right?
And we were in Greece. So my mom and I and her best friend, we were on a boat. It was a cruise to one of the volcanoes in, I can't remember, one of the islands.
Mykonos.
No, the other island, not Mykonos. What was the other famous island? I can't remember. Anyway, we were
Santorini.
in Santorini. Thank you. We were in this island on a boat, and they stop in the middle of the lake. I think it is a lake, or the water that surrounds the crater. And they tell you, look, you can go and, you can swim. You can do whatever you want. We'll give you about 30 minutes to do whatever you want. My mom, she's not really a swimmer. So she's like, I'm going to chill here. You go swim. And I put on my bathing suit and I forget to bring my one bathing suit. So I had no choice but to wear a bikini. And I was like, how am I strategically going to jump from the boat without my mom seeing my tattoo from the right hand side? So I made sure she was on my left hand side. And then I removed my towel so that I could jump. But right before I removed my towel, a gust of wind blew. And my mom suddenly went to my right hand side. And when the wind blew, it took away my towel or whatever I was wrapped around with. And my mom saw my tattoo on my right hand side. And she looks at me and she says, please let me know that's henna. And I look at her and I'm like, yep, it is, Mom. It is henna.
Permanent henna.
It is. When did we ever see a colorful henna? I don't know. But I just went with it because I was so scared. I'm like, yes, Mom, it is henna. Don't worry. But I could see it from her face. I could see that she understands that it's a tattoo and that, I've done what I kept on telling her that I would do when I was young. I jumped to the water and I'm like,
you jumped into the rocks. You're like, no, I'd
I'm
die.
like, you know what? This is it. I could just die here. Take me, Jesus. I'm fine. If the water in this crater could just swallow me whole, I'm okay.
I hope this volcano erupts.
Exactly. And then I try to stay there as long as I can, because I was trying to look back at my mom and I could see her glaring. I could see her really mad. I'm like, I don't want to go back to the boat, so I could just stay here
She's
forever.
in her slipper,
Yes. So eventually I came up, but her best friend was with her, so she didn't really say anything.
Nice.
She couldn't say exactly, right? She couldn't say a lot. Also, there were a lot of people there. So we get back to Dubai. She never really addressed the topic anymore, but she just said, just make sure that your dad doesn't see that, he might get really upset.
Right.
And then eventually I had my first tattoo, which is the unicorn that was visible. And then I went back home. This was in the Philippines. My dad was there as well. So I went back home. It was New Year's or January 2 or 3, something like that. And my dad's like, what is that? And I tried my best to hide it because it's on my inner elbow. So, if I pass something, it's not that hidden, or extend my arm. It was very hidden. But eventually he found out about it and it's like, what is that? He thought it was a sticker because it's very colorful. A lot of people don't think it's a real tattoo, but it is. I can
see that, yes.
It's a unicorn right there. And I tell him it's a tattoo and he was quite upset and he just didn't speak at all. And I was just like, oh no, what have I done? And then eventually he's just like, whatever. He's like, just make sure that you don't get another one. And then I get another one.
Another one.
And another one. And another one. Every time I get a new one, he always asks, what is that? And then I tell him it's a tattoo. And he's like, so you don't tell me things anymore. You just get tattoos. You do whatever you want. He wasn't super upset, but clearly he wasn't happy with what was happening. And then my brother got a tattoo and my dad was like, what is that? And he was so interested. And I'm like, you were just reprimanding me for my tattoo. And now you're just like, what is your tattoo, my favorite son?
Where do I get a tattoo? We should get matching tattoos.
Exactly. And then this one is not my last one. This was my last one, the one that says "Let Go" in black ink, and then there's a letter D in white, so it eventually spells "Let God."
Yeah.
I don't know if for those who are watching it on YouTube.
It looks like another mole again.
Yeah, it's very thin. It's a one line,
One stroke.
one line needle, one point, single needle.
Yeah.
Gosh, tattoo terms. But this was the last most visible one, which is a car. And I asked my mom, I went to Bangkok and I saw this tattoo artist on Instagram. Like, I really want to get a tattoo from her. And that was when my grandfather passed away. So it's a Lincoln car. My grandfather's name is Lincoln. So I got a 1945, which is his birth year. A 1945 Lincoln model car. And right on the bumper, it says Lolo. Lolo is grandfather for in Tagalog, in Filipino. And he is the one who taught me how to drive. So this is like my most meaningful tattoo. And it is my favorite tattoo. And right next to it is the sun that is setting because, you know, I imagine him driving around with his top-down car and just enjoying, you know, his life in heaven. And he's one of those car junkies. Whenever he visits here and we go out, I remember when we went to Festival City, he saw this Ferrari. There's a Ferrari store in Festival City, right? Like right at the end. And they used to have this red Ferrari car. And one time he's like, "Can you take a picture of me?" And he's not a picture guy. He's like, "Can you take a picture of me?" And he just stands there and I take a picture of him.
Filipino Lolo lean. And
yeah, and he takes a picture. And I took a picture of him and he was very happy. He's like, "This is such a nice car. This is so beautiful." And every time I see this, I'm just reminded of how like bubbly and fun my grandfather is. So it's my favorite tattoo. And this was, my mom didn't really get upset with this tattoo because I told her like, "Mom, I'm gonna get a tattoo, but please don't get mad because it's all about my grandfather. It's all about Lolo." And she was like, "Sure, but that's your last one." Of course it wasn't. I got some more. Little did she know there was some more.
I should say that like if I have a dagger tattoo has no meaning, I'm like, maybe Mom, it's because you pierced my soul with your love. She's like,
and I love you so much.
Yes.
That blood erupted out of it. Yeah. You should just give meanings to it.
Yeah, no, I can easily make up meanings for every tattoo that I have. Yeah.
But yeah, I still have a lot of tattoo planned in my head. And I don't think it will ever end. But I don't think my mom will be
dangerous.
happy with it.
You know, like getting your first tattoo, it just opens up a door to like, you know what? I'm gonna get more.
Yeah.
Even if you in your mind, let's say your first tattoo in your mind, like, I'm just gonna get one. It has a lot of meaning to me. This will be like just the first and the last time. No.
I say that all the time to my friends who ask me about tattoos. Because, you know, people have tattoos ask people who want to get tattoos ask people who have tattoos, right? They're like, "Oh, does it hurt?" That's the first question. Second question is like, is it true that when you get one, you would always want to get one right after? And it is true. I don't know why. And this is the same sentiment that a lot of tattooed people say, is that once you get one, it's like you get not addicted to it, but you want to get more and more and more.
You get that urge, right? You get that like... It like the last point I read when we said the happy news of the week. You feel good after you get one. So like, I think it's you constantly chasing that good feeling that when people are looking at you as well, and brings your ego a little bit up.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel really good about yourself. Like for me, whenever I get a tattoo, I'm like always excited to flaunt it. I'm just like, I wear like a shorter or tighter shirt, like what I'm doing right now or something like that. But I think it's a very good feeling to have. And I would really urge people to get tattoos as well if they're up for it.
If they're up for it. If you're not, then you don't have to.
Don't be a poser though as well.
Yeah. Like for example, my sister, she's, you know, she doesn't really like tattoos. Like the more that I get, she always tells me like, you have to stop. Like even my grandmother, of course, like back in the days, like generations ago, they're not happy, but she always tells me like, "Sayang ang kutis mo, apo." It's like, why are you ruining your skin, especially for a woman? But for me, it's like my sense of self-expression, and I think we're very blessed to be living at a time where tattoos are slowly starting to become the norm. And I think we will become the most tattooed grandfathers and grandmothers in the future because our generation, like...
We'll look super cool.
Almost half of the population are tattooed, even if it's a tiny one, I think.
No, maybe less than half for
Maybe
sure.
less.
But then
30-40% perhaps.
people who do are like some of them are like extreme, like full bodied stuff. Otherwise, some people are like the other side of the extreme, like with like small, like a dot or
Yeah,
a small name maybe or something, or
exactly.
their ex-lover's name or their family member's name or something like that.
But also, for those who think that if you get tattooed, you can't donate blood, that's a myth. You can. There's just a time period for you to wait right after you get tattooed because the not toxic, but the color would still be in your blood, but you still can donate blood.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's 6 months, and I got my last tattoo in Feb, March, April, May, June. Yeah, I can donate blood again. So guys, I have my blood type is actually universal donor.
Yeah.
So whoever needs, just hit me up. I'll be glad to help.
Yeah.
I guess.
So let us know what your favorite tattoos are if you have tattoos or if you're planning to get tattoos. And if you have any questions about tattoos, Josh actually has his little side hustle business.
So guys, I was just deciding, like a lot of people have their own side hustles, whether it be like crypto or stocks or something like that. So I decided something which I can try to do is maybe resell. So that's what I tried to do. So I source a lot of tattoo care products, whether it be post, pre, or even during tattoo sessions, like numbing cream, or if you want healing cream, or if you want like sunblock and everything, which is all designed perfectly for tattoos, and they're all like 100% vegan. So if you want to check out the products that I'm selling, please do follow it on Instagram at tattoocaredxb. My sales have been actually really good lately, so if you really want some products, you can hit me up, and I have some really unique products like a vibrancy serum, which helps brighten up and even what's that word? Like shine and shine.
Vibrant.
Yeah, which makes your tattoos more vibrant. Or if you want something which is like a spray as well, I have it, which really enhances the colors of your tattoos and stuff. So hit me up, guys, if you're ever looking for any tattoo care products. And
way to market it.
Yeah, I'll
Good
be willing to
job.
help. Free delivery over 100 dirhams, and all products are original and in its proper packaging.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. So
Support small businesses, guys.
yes, and support Josh's business also.
Yeah, so
web
that's it.
business.
I know we've been blabbering around, but the reason why I got my tattoos removed because I wasn't too happy with how it came out on fingers. So if ever anyone out there is gonna get finger tattoos, please, please, please know that it will just blur out and it will not be the best place to have tattoos, because when you wash your hands, it'll get how do you say it? Not vibrant anymore.
It will lose its
color.
boldness, yeah.
It will lose its sharpness. It will lose its boldness. And I remember my first tattoo artist, my friend Joms, told me, because I asked him, I want to get finger tattoos. He's like, no, it's not worth it because it'll eventually rub off. And then you'll have a part where it's really nicely colored and even out, and then one part where it's not, especially those that rub against each other. And I didn't really listen to that, and I got myself tattoos where it says pray when I put my fingers together, which the concept was really nice. I have PR on one finger and AY on another, so both my pointed fingers had them, and when I put my hands together in a praying form or a prayer form, it would spell out pray. So the concept was amazing, but
just executed.
Yeah, the way that it was executed and the way that it healed, I wasn't too happy with it.
Because it was a single needle tattoo gun, so it wasn't as bold, and bold always holds.
Yeah.
So when it comes, it was like, and it was small, and it got eventually during COVID, Janine washes her hands like 200 times a day, sanitizes her hands like 400 times a day. So obviously,
And alcohol and all that.
everything. So unfortunately, it didn't last. So it started looking a little bit pale and stuff. So she
And
decided
wonky. And because, I work in a corporate setting, and whenever I would point on something or people would come next to me, they would always look at my fingers for some reason. So I'm like, you know what? I think it's time to let go of these. Eventually, maybe I can put them somewhere else. But I got them lasered out, and I just did one session and it's almost gone because it's such a fine line tattoo.
Yeah, it was easy to get rid of.
But yeah, that's my story of getting tattooed and getting them removed as well. So happy tattoo removal day. after that long discussion of our first tattoos and our
It was good. It
moms
was good,
crying and our moms being upset. But yeah, we just,
But we'll be cool with our kids, right? If they want to get tattoos, but as long as they're of legal age.
yes, as long as they're of legal age, as long as I or you bring them and accompany them to the tattoo
And we
parlor.
approve of their design.
And yeah, I don't need to approve the design as long as it's not bad.
What if he gets
As long as it's not
the
profanity.
the weed leaf on
I wouldn't
it?
be happy with that.
Yeah, so that's why we have to also agree to the tattoo as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as it's not profanity, it doesn't offend anyone, and it's quite
What
modest.
if it's the Nazi?
Of course not. Even the tattoo artist wouldn't allow that if he was in his
if
sane
he's
mind.
paying like 200,000 dirhams.
Why would he pay 200,000 for a Nazi tattoo? It means we didn't raise him
The
or her
swastika,
well.
sorry, the swastika.
That just reflects on us as parents. If he wants to get that in the future, we must have done a really bad job of raising these kids.
No, we did a good job. It's
Yeah.
us, dude. We're the coolest people on the earth.
Yes, but before we think about kids, put a ring on it. I'm just kidding. I'm not pressuring him. We're good.
Oh, okay. So we're good now, all right? Okay, I'm gonna. This is the exact same thing the Filipino moms in front of public. They're like, yeah, haha. See, once you stop this record button, it's bombard me with stuff, dude. You won't see me in next episode. So thank you guys for listening to this episode again. We had a lot of fun, and I'm sure you guys did.
We keep telling ourselves, let's keep it to 30 minutes.
Literally, before we started this, we're like, let's do a 30-minute quick one, funny story, get it out of the way, and close the podcast because we'll be having a guest in the next episode, so we rather save that time for the guest. But obviously, we got ahead of ourselves and we got too overwhelmed, and we spoke about something we're both deeply passionate about, which is our body ink. So I guess that's the reason why we decided, we unconsciously decided to drag this episode.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching if you made it all the way to this point.
And also, first of all, we want to say sorry to our moms.
Sorry, mom.
Sorry, mom. We love you, though.
We like you as a friend. No, but thank you guys for watching this on YouTube. We really prefer if you did watch this on YouTube. Otherwise, you can always opt for the audio podcast, which you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts on.
Please plug your show. Come on. You're so
I'll do it on the
monotonous.
next one.
Do it.
Okay, guys. Big news out of this side of the podcast from here to here. But I'll be opening for one of the Filipino comedians here in the UAE, the first actual Filipino comedian in the GCC, Ima Dumagay. I'll be one of her openers, me alongside with Sharon, and the show will be on the 2nd of September. It'll be a recorded show, so there are chances that it might make its way to Amazon or Netflix. Let's all hope for that. And I'll be opening the show, like I said, and you can book all your tickets on bookmyshow.ae or platinumlist.ae. There are 2 shows, one at 7:30 and one at 9:30. I'll be opening both.
Mall of the Emirates.
At Mall of the Emirates Theater. Please do come, guys. Show your support for local comedy and local talent. And I'm really excited to be performing to my fellow kababayans.
He'll have his attempt on speaking in Tagalog, so come for that.
Maybe. I'm still writing that joke. If I can manage it, then I will do a whole joke in Tagalog. Just for you beautiful people. And obviously, repping Have a Nice Day. So I better make sure I do it really well.
Yeah, or else I'm going to glare at you just like your mom glared at you when you showed her your flower
I would
tattoo.
never want to see that look from my mom ever again. So I'm going to do my best.
Yes,
okay?
exactly.
And I never want to see that look from you because I know you would literally kill me. And you wouldn't care who's around.
No, I won't. Wink, wink.
Guys.
I'm so proud of him, guys. So if you have time, September 2nd, that's on a Thursday, right after work.
Just watch Joshua and then leave. Don't stay for Ate Ima. I'm just kidding. But it'll be a really cool show. I can't wait. I'll be really excited for it. It's going to be in a little bit over a week, but I'm already started preparing for it. Even if it's just a few minutes, but I need to warm up the crowd, make sure everyone's on their toes when Ima the Beautiful and the Great comes out.
I'm so proud of you, man. Good job.
That
That was so awkward. I gave him a clap, high five. He gave me a fist bump.
This is how we do it.
Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. We love you. Oh, before that, and on that note, have a nice day. We love you guys.
We like you as a friend. Bye.
Bye.